All right. Well, these are, remember we were talking about the job of a bass line?
To groove, yeah.
Right. Well, it has three.
Okay.
And in order of importance, first and number one is groove.
All right.
Second is rhythm.
Okay.
Third in line is notes or harmony.
Okay.
All right. Now, the note job of a bass line is to outline the chord sound using one note at a time.
All right.
Now, we haven't gotten into arpeggios, and or have we yet?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Um, you know how you're doing the scales? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1?
Yes.
Right. Well, the chord comes from what's called an arpeggio that's derived from the scale. So you
Okay.
take the most simplest chord is called a triad, and it comes from the 1, 3, 5.
Okay.
Now, an arpeggio are the notes of, by definition, are the notes of a chord played one at a time. So if I take those three, the 1, 3, and 5 of the scale, and I play them together, I've got a chord. If I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and I take the 1, 3, 5, play them together, that gives me my basic major chord. Right? So if I do it this way, it's called a chord. If I do it this way, one at a time, it's called an arpeggio.
Okay.
All right? So again, arpeggio are the notes of a chord played one at a time. All right? Now,
Sir?
the note job of a bass line is to outline the chord sound playing one note at a time. That almost sounds like the definition for the arpeggio, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which states that really that the main notes for any and all bass lines you have ever played and will ever play are based on the arpeggio notes, specifically the triad and some other notes that are added to it.
Okay.
Right, so knowing how to play triads and all the ways you can possibly play a triad in a fingering range of your bass is obviously a good idea, right? Since a bass line cannot be a bass line and not be triadic.
Okay.
I mean, even if it's just one note, like that's a one of the chords, so it still counts.
Okay.
Or if I go 1, 2, 2, you've heard that before, right? Ricky, don't lose that number, that type of.
Yeah.
That's 1 and 5. 1,
Okay.
5, 5, 1, 1, 5, 5. If I do like those old Elvis type rock grooves, boom, 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 dun, dun, dun. That's 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. So all these bass lines are triads.
Okay.
The blues number 3. 1, 3, 5, 6, 1. I'm adding a note or two, but it's still the triad.
Okay.
Good times. 1, flat 3, 5. It's E minor, which is a minor triad. And 6, flat 7. So I'm using notes of the chord are the main notes of any bass line.
Okay.
All right. So that's why you do this. Is that if you want to play bass lines, you got these are your main guys for your harmonic tool bag.
Okay.
So what these PDFs specifically teach you how to do is all the different possible ways to play major, minor, diminished, and augmented triads in a one octave range of a root note, either above the root or below it. Because that's how you're going to work bass lines. They're all going to be like those 3 and 5s are above the 1. Or if I go 1, 3, 3, 5, 6, 1, those are lower 3s and 5s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this gives you the outline of how to play all that stuff.
Okay.
All right, now, you see the slide 1 there says section 1?
Yep.
Section 1, these are terms that I came up with just so that we can catalog and index this information.
Okay.
Section 1 means the 3 and 5 are higher notes than the root note.
Okay.
In other words, higher in pitch, right?
Yes, sir.
So all the section 1 stuff, if I say section 1 to you, that means from now on, okay, all the 3s and 5s are higher than the 1. That's all it means. All right, now we're playing a major triad. Now, what's important in section 1 with the left side position. Now, left side position means that all the 3s and 5s are physically to the left of the 1. In other words, if I play the root note here, the 3 is a little bit to the left, the 5 is further to the left. So left side position means those guys are to the left. Now, what's important about left side position in section 1 that you need to know is that you have to have 2 strings above the root note to play it.
Okay, makes sense.
As you see on that fingerboard graph there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in other words, you can't put a root note on the D string and play this configuration.
Yeah.
You don't have enough strings to do it.
You do.
Yeah, but the point is that, when you're constructing bass lines, you need to, well, I can't use this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a A string root note or an E string root note or a B string root note in your case. So you've got 3 kind of root note positions you can do a left side section 1 on.
Okay.
All right. Now you see the notation under it.
Yes.
All right. Now for you, the tab, you see the root note is on the 5th fret of the A string, right?
Yes.
A string, right? Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. All right, so the number above it is a note function number. You see the 1?
Yes.
That's telling you that's the root note, 1. The number in parentheses besides the 5 is suggesting a finger to play it.
All right.
So you see what everything's telling you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what you're going to play is you're going to go 1, 3, and I actually recommend that you say and even sing, is good for your ear training, to 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1.
Okay.
But don't go 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, because that puts it kind of like in a 3 grouping. We want it in a 4 grouping, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, beat-wise, right?
Yes.
So, again, with the note function numbers, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. Go ahead.
1, 3, 5. Is that right?
Yep.
5, 3, 3, 5.
Good. And then do the inversion, which means go to the 5 first. 1, 5, 3, 5, 1, 5, 3, 5, 1.